Okay, students, let's go ahead and get started on our project. All right, so we're going to take a look at our build a body. All right, and we're going to be looking at adding a solution button, part 12. All right, so if we look at what we have, we're going to say adding a solution, part 12, design requirement slash criteria. When the solution button is clicked, the organ systems will be shown in their correct locations. So when we press a button, they're going to go where they're supposed to go. We're going to make a key. Components needed. The button, a button, and it's going to be called the solution button. Alright, so first thing you want to do is to insert a button into column 2 in your table arrangement. This should be in between your start and reset buttons. And we're going to set it to these parameters. So I'm going to set this over here on the other screen for a moment because I have my App Inventor up and I have my designer open. So what I want to do, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab a button and I'm going to put it, I want to scroll down and I'm going to put it right in between the start and reset button. So I'll grab it, I'll put it right in here. Okay, now I already have one. So what I want to do is I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to choose the new button. I'm going to rename and call it solution button. Okay. All right. Then inside of that, I'm going to set the font to bold. Make sure the font size is 14. Height is automatic. Width is 25%. My shape is going to be rounded. And my text is going to say solution. Okay. So that's everything I need to do in the designer. So I'm going to switch over to the blocks. All right. So inside of the blocks, what have I got to do? Well, let me bring over my logic table. In my logic table, I can see when the solution button is clicked, I want to call the organ systems to move to organ system placement X, organ system placement Y. I'm going to set the organ placement to visible to false, and I'm going to set the organ system enabled to false. Now what that's going to do when this button is clicked, all the organ systems are going to move to where they're supposed to be. Alright, so I have right here the blocks that I want to use. So I'm going to move this off to one side. Now you can pause, rewind back to this and pause to see the blocks that you need. But I'm going to move it aside because I need to actually work on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here someplace out in the open. So I've got some room to work. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to scroll down to my solution button and I'm going to pull when solution button clicked. And I'm going to stick it right here. That's my first one. My second one, I'm going to go to my brain and I'm going to go to where I get a move to. Okay. Now I'm going to duplicate that 4 times. And I'm going to put this inside of here. Alright, then I'm going to zoom up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my variables drawer. And I'm going to get a get. And I'm going to duplicate this a bunch of times. Okay, and I'm going to put these right in here. And I'm going to put all of these right in here. Now, why do you suppose I'm getting red? Because I've already got them over here. Okay? Alright. So, I want my brain to choose get brain placement X, brain placement Y. Then I'm going to switch this to say digestive system placement X, digestive system placement Y. Okay. All right. And here I want to do respiratory system. And I'm going to choose respiratory system X, respiratory system Y. Then I'm going to choose my final one, urinary system. And I'm going to choose urinary system X and urinary system placement Y. Alright, so that's giving me all of my placements. Okay, so the only thing I got to do now is set my brain placement visible to false and do the same for all four of those. So I'll set this back over here. And I'm going to go to my brain placement. And I'm going to scroll down to brain placement visible. And I'm going to go to my logic statement and I'm going to pull out a false. Whoops, shouldn't be width, it should be visible. Okay, and then I'll put that in here. And I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. Okay, and then I'm going to simply put all these together. And of course, I don't want brain placement. I want digestive system placement, respiratory system placement, and urinary system placement. Okay, all right. And then I'm going to pop these in here. Okay, all right. And then the last thing I want to do is go to set brain enabled and set that to false. So I want to go to brain and I want to scroll down, and it's alphabetical, set brain to enabled. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my logic drawer and I'm going to set this to false, and I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. So like I said, over and over on this one, almost everything is replication. Once you do one, you do the same for the other. So after brain, you're going to do digestive system, respiratory system, and urinary system. And you're just going to dock these right in here. Now this is your total blocks. These are all your blocks that you need. Alright, so what we're going to do, since I've already got them, I'm going to move this down and go throw this one in my trash can. Alright, because I don't need to duplicate that. I've already got my blocks. So this is my total blocks. This is the entire project. So you want to go to projects and save so you don't lose your project. Alright, so if we go back to this for a second, I included a screenshot of all the blocks put together, so you could test your blocks against this one. Okay, all right, and you can see exactly what you're supposed to have. All right, students, so just under 10 minutes, this tutorial is done. Good job, students. Tutorial number 12.